Hi, I'm Mark Owen. I've been asked by the PFLA to do a short video about why pasture-fed farming works for us on our Dartmoor farm. And there's lots of information out there already about the environmental benefits of pasture-fed farming. So I thought I'd talk about more the economic side of things. For us, the reason we farm up here is not to make money, to be honest. I think like most farmers, we farm because we love doing it and love being around the wildlife and this amazing landscape. However, at the end of the day, it still has to make at least some money for us to be able to sort of afford to live here, particularly with the changes coming up with the BPS. So first of all, a bit about our farm. We're on a 700 acres, about 200 hectares, Dartmoor hill farm rented from the Duchy of Cornwall. We keep cattle and sheep. Cattle are mainly Welsh Black, the sheep are a mixture of Shetland, cross with Icelandic rams.
Something that we love about living here is the amount of wildlife, and it's fantastic to always have the sight and sound of birds in the background. Because of this, along with the opportunities offered by agri-environment schemes, all our animals have a dual role, looking after nature and the landscape, whilst also producing meat. And we were initially drawn to the idea of moving to a 100% pasture-fed system due to the environmental benefits it brings. But now having done it for a few years, realise it also makes financial sense. And particularly at the moment, if you look at the statistics about finances of upland farms, they're scary. Some key figures that stick in my mind is the average upland farm gets about 90% of its income from subsidies, while the agricultural enterprises, i.e. raising animals, makes a loss. Basically, it appears many farms are using a single farm payment to subsidise their loss-making livestock. So we're even at phasing out of the single farm payment, or BPS, over the next few years. Unless upland farmers change what they're doing, they're going to struggle even more to stay financially afloat. One report that really changed how we thought about farming and our business is called Less is More, written by an economist called Chris Clark. Its basic message can be boiled down to relying as much as possible on what your farm can produce from sunshine and rain. If you're buying in feed and fertiliser, despite what salespeople tell you, it's unlikely you get that money back in terms of increased yield. Trying to compete on cost of production against farmers who are 800 feet lower than me, and so the natural advantage of months more grass growth each year, isn't a battle I'm going to win. So in our experience, rather than spending time and money battling against nature in an attempt to maximise production, you can get higher profitability and a higher, healthier ecosystem by reducing your costs. Having a lower stock density also means that I've got more time to do other jobs on the farm, things like the agri-environment and habitat improvements. But also, importantly for us, the animals themselves, they've got less stressful lives. They're not being pushed as hard, and they have less health issues. And so our vet bills and antibiotics and medicines are also very low. We also need less buildings. We don't have storage problems. So, it's really reducing our costs all the way along the line. But I think looking on the other side, I think where farmers traditionally gone, it's very, easy to be taken in by seeing the big checks coming in at the end of the year when you sell a whole load of cattle or sheep. But it's not so easy to see that steady trickle of money going out, month after month on the cost of raising them. Something we've recently embarked on is the Prince's Trust Farm Resilience Programme, which I really recommend. They get somebody to look at your books and then anonymously compare your inputs, outputs and profits with other similar farms. We were very pleasantly surprised to find that our low input and low output approach meant that we're significantly more profitable than farms with a higher turnover and stocking levels. Another simple change we made is hedgerow management. Rather than pay for somebody to trim the hedges, we just let them grow up. As well as being fantastic for bugs, birds and shelter, we also get paid through the Countryside Stewardship Scheme to lay the hedges every 15 years or so, and as a bonus we get a load of firewood, which keeps us warm during the winter. I still have to walk around them each year with a brush cutter, cutting the bramble off at the base to stop the sheep getting caught up, but that's still an awful lot cheaper than getting somebody to come around with a tractor. Another advantage of becoming accredited pasture-fed is that it adds a premium to your product. With increasing numbers of people wanting to eat less but better meat, it makes sense not to produce standard commoditised meat, which would be competing against imports. Looking ahead, being pasture-fed I think will also make your farm more financially resilient. The less you buy in, the less you're going to be impacted by sudden price rises, and we've all seen how volatile prices are at the moment. Similarly, when you sell your animals, Being a more niche quality product means the price you get is much less likely to suddenly drop, particularly if you can sell it directly. Being pasture fed also fits well with the existing and proposed agri-environment schemes. Better soil health and providing more space to nature is something you can get funding for. And the advantage of these schemes is the regular predictable income you're going to get for 10 or more years, along with the opportunities to be paid for your labour.
So to recap, for an upland farm, being pasture fed makes a lot of sense. You've got healthier animals, healthier environment, more nature, better quality product, to be honest, easier as well, and it just makes your business more resilient, both environmentally and financially, moving into the future. So good luck with it all.